Students, give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you, thank you. All right, welcome veterans, honored guests, families, students, teachers, and staff. I am Ms. Zenon, proud principal of Braden River Middle School. It is our pleasure to honor our veterans each year here at Braden River. Our mission is to create dynamic leaders, and I can't think of any greater leader than someone willing to give their life to serving our country to maintain our freedoms. George Washington once said, "The willingness with which our young people are likely to serve in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional to how they perceive the veterans of earlier wars were treated and appreciated by their nation." We feel it is our goal as an educational community to teach our students by remembering to thank and honor all who have served our wonderful nation. As such, we have many of our students presenting veteran celebration. We feel this involvement grows a seed of lifetime of future service. Among our distinguished guests today, we will have School District of Manatee County's District 5 School Board member Richard Tatum. He's on the way. Deputy Superintendent of Instruction, Derek Jensen, if you just want to wave. And Executive Director of Secondary Schools, Sharon Scarborough. Thank you for joining us today. I now welcome your student MC, Gloriana Jobst, to the podium, who will announce the BRMS Veterans Day ceremony. Let's give her a hand as she comes to the podium.
Thank you, Principal Zenon. Welcome, honored guests. I'm Gloriana Jobs, and I will be your student MC for this honorable recognition of our hometown heroes. Now, let us begin. The flag presentation and reveille will be presented by Kirby Stewart, American Legion Post 28. Kirby Stewart was founded in 1919 and is among the first American Legion posts in our nation. Please also welcome Cameron Killingsworth, our NJHS president.
Good morning. My name is Cameron Killingsworth, and I'm the BRMS Junior Honor Society President. It is my privilege to be able to lead the Pledge of Allegiance in honor of our distinguished veterans and guests. Would everyone who is able please rise, say the Pledge of Allegiance, and remain standing for the national anthem. That's not on my screen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the national anthem, which is sung by staff members Jermaine Key, Craig Key, and Manny Harris.
Thank you, Cameron, Mr. Jeremy Keys, Mr. Craig Keys, and Manny Harris. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the Panther Band under the direction of Mr. Hacker playing Salute to the Armed Forces. Doesn't everyone think they did a great job? Thank you, band members and Mr. Hacker. Next, we will invite Abby Smith to the podium to read the poem by Catherine Bates titled America the Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for pilgrim feet whose stern impassioned stress, a thoroughfare for freedom be across the wilderness. America, America, God mend thine every flaw, confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty and law. O beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, whose more than self their country loved in mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness in every gain divine. O beautiful for patriot dream, that sees beyond the years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Thank you, Abby. That was wonderful. Now it's my pleasure to welcome the Panther Dancers under the direction of Danielle Calabrese performing You're a Grand Old Flag by George M. Cohan.
Let's give our dance team another hand. Great performance, guys. So I have the distinct honor of telling you a little bit about our guest speaker today. He currently serves his community as Manatee County School Board District 5 and that's been since November of 2022. His previous experiences include Colonel, retired United States Air Force, KC-135 and drone pilot, assistant professor, United States Army Air Force, United States Air Force Academy, leadership workshop facilitator and executive coach with the Air Force and the Arbinger Institute, airline pilot, Delta Connection, radio host for the Justin American Radio Hour, author of the book, Interviews with the Founders, The Way America Is Now and the Way It's Supposed to Be, distinguished graduate, United States Air Force Academy, major in the humanities, minors in French and Russian. Graduate, French Political Science Institute, International Student Program, master's degree in French, Middlebury College, Parisian campus, and then humanities PhD student, Great Books of the Western World, Faulkner University. It is my pleasure to introduce Honorable Colonel Richard Tatum. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, great Americans. Let's try that again. Good morning, great Americans. There you go. That's what I was looking for. So listen, it's a real privilege and honor to be with you today on this beautiful Florida day. We're not all dressed up in coats and gloves and everything. That's one of the things we love about our great country. But another thing that we love about our great country is the heroes that have made it so that we can be free and prosperous in the United States of America. And I'd like to talk to you about three heroes today. One of them that I knew very well and two of them that I didn't know, but they are definitely heroes of the United States of America. So does anybody know what this is that I wear on my wrist? Does anybody know what this is? I want to take a guess. What is this that I'm holding up? It's a copper bracelet. What is it? Go ahead, man. What is it? That's right. It's a POW MIA bracelet. Now, a number of years ago, I was at Grand Forks Air Force Base up in North Dakota, and the POW MIA organization was there, and they had these bracelets, and they were selling them. And I was looking to see maybe if I knew somebody. I didn't know anybody, but one bracelet had the date of 20 December 1965. 20 December 1965. Anybody want to take a guess why that date, that particular date, that month, that day, and that year is important to me? That is correct. That's not only my birthday, that's my exact birthday. And so Captain George I. Mims was in the back seat of an F-4C fighting in Vietnam, and his plane was shot down, and they never found him. His remains have never been recovered. And that's Captain George I. Mims. And so in remembrance of him, so the day that I was born, and I ended up becoming an Air Force pilot, you can see those wings, I guess they're over here on my chest. One pilot went down, and another one was born. And so I wear this everywhere I go, just about everything that I do. I don't wear it to bed at night, and I don't wear it in the shower. I've actually lost this bracelet a couple times. I've had to replace it. One of them is in the bottom of the Arkansas River somewhere in Colorado, because I was wearing it when I was fishing. That probably wasn't real smart, but there it is. But I got myself another one. So Captain George I. Mims, United States Air Force, let's give him a round of applause. That's the flyover. There you go. See, I got that organized for us, so, from the Air Force. If I had that kind of power, right? The second hero that I'd like to talk to you about is someone who has no monuments built to him, and his name is not plastered on the wall somewhere, but he's one of the greatest Americans I've ever known. His name was James Patrick Keene, Major retired United States Air Force. And unfortunately, when he was 56 years old. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. That was in February, and by the end of that year, unfortunately, he had passed away to go home and be with his Lord. Now, this is an amazing story, and I want you to listen really close. So he was diagnosed in February, and in May, he and I were having a phone conversation one night, right around Memorial Day. And I said, Pat, because he went by his middle name, James Patrick Keene Pat, I said, Pat, how you doing? Talk to these kids back here too. Pat, how you doing? And he paused for a second. And this is what he said. I'll never forget it. He said, Rich, I don't know how much longer I have to live on this earth. I got a wife. I got a son. I don't want to leave anytime soon. But other than that, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. What do you say about that? You know, what do you think when a guy has pancreatic cancer, one of the nastiest, most difficult ones to get rid of, that eventually took his life, and yet he said, "This is the best thing that ever happened to me." And I've thought about that for a very long time. I thought, how could that possibly be? That was the very best thing that ever happened to him. And what I finally realized after pondering it is that when he was diagnosed with that disease, his brothers and sisters in arms and his family members just surrounded him with love and affection and support. And it just brought such joy and peace into his life that I think as he was thinking about looking back all over his life and all the things that he'd seen and done and all the places he'd been in the Air Force, that joy, that affection, that love that just surrounded him in his moment of need probably made him feel better and made his spirit jump like it had never jumped before in his whole life. And that's why I think he said, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. So there's one lesson to learn there, is that even in the midst of some suffering that we might be going through, you, the rest of us who maybe are not encountering that suffering at this moment, can surround those people with love and joy and support and be their wingman, as we like to say in the Air Force. I actually have a coin here in the back of my pocket. I made it for my retirement. On the front, there is a fighter formation of two fighters. It says, better me, better you, better us, better USA. And on the back it says, I am my wingman's keeper. And that's one way that we can be our wingman's keeper. The wingman is the number 2 in the formation who's watching the lead, checking up on him, making sure things are going right, that his plane is working well, while the lead of the formation is leading the formation into battle. The final hero that I'd like to talk to you about was an extraordinary man. His name was, he ended up being an admiral, Vice Admiral James Stockdale, United States Navy. James Stockdale spent 2,763 days in Vietnamese prisoner of war camps as the senior prisoner in those camps. He was tortured over 19 times, but he made it out alive with his honor intact. Came back to be the president of the Citadel. He went on to be a vice admiral in the Navy and was actually a vice presidential candidate at one time. He wrote a number of books. One of my favorites is called Thoughts of a Philosophical Fighter Pilot. And I would like to read for you part of a speech that he gave. This was at a graduation ceremony. He gave a graduation ceremony at a university. And I'll read part of that to you. It was at a Catholic university. Father O'Malley, who's the president of that university, asked that I talk about ethical notions of the sort that would qualify as growing within a person's interior self and not simply lessons learned from just being in the military. Be assured that I am building a set of guideposts for a person more than just being a military officer. This is a conclusion from 8 years of experience as a POW in the Vietnamese prisoner of war camps, I distilled one all-purpose idea. It is a simple idea, an idea as old as the scriptures. It is an idea that is very high-minded, an idea that naturally and spontaneously comes to people under pressure. And that idea is, someone can tell me what that idea is, you get a coin. What was the number one idea? The number one lesson that James Stockdale learned after 2,763 days in a prisoner of war camp? You raised your hand. You sure? Nobody in all these people wants to step. Go ahead, sir. What is it? Trust God. That's a very good lesson. I would put that up there as one of the best ones, but that wasn't it. But you took up and took a swing, and that's what counts. Who else would like to take a swing? Go ahead, sir. Never give up. That's a good one, too. I'd put that up there in the top 3. Who else would like to take a swing? Ma'am. Be humble and kind. That's probably in the top 5. Who else would like? It's kind of based on what I was just talking about. What's the number one lesson? That's right, ma'am. If I read the end of that sentence in the book, it says, I am my brother and my sister's keeper. So congratulations, Jennifer. So I'll end on that note, and I just want especially the students to hear this, is that being our brothers and sisters' keeper means that to some degree, I'm looking out for you, I'm watching. Are you doing okay? How are things for you today? You know that student who sits in the corner of the cafeteria, kind of quiet? A lot of people maybe don't go over and talk to him or her. Go over and talk to him or her, sit down, have lunch. You might find someone who's actually pretty interesting. You also might find someone who's a little bit sad, is not having a good day, and just your presence in their life might be something that they need to bring them out of that little hole that they've dug for themselves that day. But one of the greatest ways that you can be your wingman's keeper is if you know somebody that is really struggling in life, and they maybe have talked about doing something to themselves or doing something to other people that might not be a good thing, the best thing that you can do to be their keeper is to go get somebody's help, go find an adult that you trust, that you know, and go work with that person, go talk to that person, make sure that the professionals who deal with that are there, because you might just be the person who brings that person out of the hole that they're in and sets their life on a better path. Remember this last thought. Our worst friends, okay, our worst friends are those who are more concerned about our comfort than our well-being. So if you know somebody who's struggling, if you know somebody that's doing activity that's not in their best interest, be a friend to them, be a wingman. Go to an adult and say, I know somebody's struggling. I know somebody wants to maybe hurt themselves or other people. Be their wingman and bring that person back to the light of day, so to speak. Okay? So, may the Lord bless and keep us and make his face to shine upon us and bring us prosperity and peace. God bless us. And God bless this greatest country on God's green earth, the United States of America. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Honorable Colonel Tatum. We thank you both for your service to our nation as an honored veteran and to our schools as current school board member. At BRMS, we partner with local feeder high school, BRHS. Students operating many of the cameras and helping out with sounds are BRHS students. We thank Amanda Clark for assisting us with television this Veterans Day celebration, and we thank MSTV's Mr. Shelton, Mr. Batchelor, and Mr. Messenger for televising this event and teaching students how to use TV production in real-life settings. Now, Also, the BRHS and JROTC Rifle and Drill Team, under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Scott Massman. Rifle drill requires a lot of skill and dexterity. It teaches us the true meaning and reinforces the part of being a team. Please enjoy. Thank you, BRHS JROTC Rifle and Drill Team, and Lieutenant Colonel Massman, whom we will be recognizing in a little bit later, so please stick around. Next, we invite Sophia Geekus to the podium as our student speaker representative to speak about Lessons from Heroes.
Hi, my name is Sophia Geekus, and I'm an 8th grader here at Braden River Middle School. I'm honored to be speaking here today as we celebrate Veterans Day, a day to recognize and honor the brave men and women who have served in our country's military. When I think of veterans, I think of people who willingly put the safety of others before their own. But veterans aren't just heroes in uniforms. They're also incredible teachers. Through their experiences, they teach us what true courage, teamwork, and responsibility really look like. And I believe there's so many lessons that we, as middle schoolers, can learn from them and apply into our lives. The first lesson they teach us is about courage. When we think about courage, we often picture soldiers on a battlefield, or people making scary decisions in scary situations. Veterans know this kind of courage better than anyone. They've faced fear head on, whether on missions far from home or in dangerous battles when they didn't know what tomorrow would bring, or even if tomorrow would come. But courage doesn't always have to be this huge. Courage can also be shown in everyday life situations by students like us. Sometimes courage is just speaking up in class, even when your voice shakes, or walking into the cafeteria alone and hoping your friends actually saved you a seat. Veterans remind us that courage isn't about not being scared. It's about being brave even when we are scared. I mean, if they can face danger for our country, surely we can survive a pop quiz in math. The next lesson veterans teach us is about teamwork. In the military, it can literally mean the difference between success and failure. Every person has a role to play, and everyone counts on each other. In middle school, teamwork usually means trying to survive a group project without doing all the work yourself. You know how it usually goes. One person usually does all the work. One person says, wait, this is due today. One person draws something random, and one person forgets to even show up. But in the military, teamwork means trusting people with your life, which makes our group projects look a lot easier in comparison. Veterans show us that great teams succeed because everyone puts in effort, communicates, and supports each other. That's something we can bring into our classrooms, our sports teams, and our friendships. Even if our missions are things like passing science or making sure we don't forget our homework again. The last lesson is about responsibility. Veterans take it very seriously. They show up, they train hard, and they are accountable for their actions. Now, I'll be honest. Sometimes my biggest responsibility is remembering to charge my laptop, or making sure I don't lose my water bottle again. Seriously, if anyone finds a pink Stanley in the lost and found, it might be mine, or like 12 other people's. Responsibility isn't just about doing chores and homework. It's about being dependable, doing the right thing, and learning from our mistakes. All things that make us better people. Veterans teach us that responsibility isn't something to complain about. It's something to be proud about. So today, as we honor our veterans, let's do more than just say thank you. Let's try to live out the lessons they teach us. To be brave when life gets tough. To be a team player even when it's hard. And to take responsibility, even when it means admitting we've messed up. And let's remember that the freedoms we have now and the ability to go to school and chase our dreams exist because of people who are willing to serve something bigger than themselves. To all the veterans here today, thank you. Thank you for your courage, your teamwork, and your responsibility. You make us proud, and you remind us that heroes don't just live in movies, they live right here in our communities. And to my fellow students, let's honor them, not just with our words, but with our actions. We can do this by showing courage in class, teamwork in life, and responsibility in everything we do. Thank you for giving me the privilege of speaking here today. Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, Sophia. Please give her another round of applause. I can tell you it's not the easiest being up here. I'm happy to present our newest performing team, the Panther Color Guard. Under the direction of Caitlin Money, they will be performing God Bless the USA by Anthem Lights.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Thank you, Panther Color Guard. And Miss Money, who volunteers to come over here to BR to teach our students in order to create a color guard performance bridge between middle and high school. We are very grateful for our high schools for all these outstanding teachers and the gift of their personal time. Please now listen to our amazing chorus and orchestra under the direction of Miss Troller performing America the Beautiful, which is the theme for the 2025 Veterans Day ceremony. A special thank you to both the chorus and orchestra and their director, Miss Troller. Now we will present our mosaic mural. Miss Inniking and Carrie Ann, please come to the podium to unveil the 2025 mosaic and talk about the 2025 mosaic theme.
Every year, our art department creates a beautiful tile mosaic to honor our community's veterans. You can see them displayed around the school, and it is truly one of our most treasured traditions. Every year, our art students go above and beyond with a new theme. This year's theme is Purple Mountain Majesties. This comes from a poem by American author and poet Catherine Lee Bates. The first version of the poem was published on July 4th, 1895. It was later combined with music by Samuel A. Ward to create the song you just heard, America the Beautiful. Bates was inspired by a view she saw from the summit of Pikes Peak in Colorado. In her words, all the wonder of America seemed displayed there, with sea-like expanse. It was all the beauty of America in a single view. When the light hits Pikes Peak at just the right time, you can see a purple hue that seems almost impossible to come from nature. This inspired Bates to think of all the sights that our beautiful country has to offer. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties, America, America, God shed his grace on thee. Our country and the people in it are inspiring. So inspiring, in fact, that we still sing this song today. Patriotic music is a staple of American culture. We use it to demonstrate our pride and our love for our home, all while unifying the nation and fostering a national identity. With all the discourse going on at the current moment, one thing we can all agree on is the beauty and strength of our country and the bravery of the people who have served it. Either currently or in the past, thank you. Thank you for the inspiration and the beautiful country you have helped to protect. Thank you to all of the people who have died serving our country to keep our purple mountain majesties. Now, without further ado, our 2025-2026 Veterans Day Tile Mosaic.
Thank you, Kara, Miss Anna Kane, and our spectacular art department for this beautiful mural. I again invite Principal Zenon to the podium for her closing remarks, and I will say my goodbye. It has been my pleasure to MC this event. I hope that everyone takes the time to thank a veteran for their service, not only on November 11th, but each and every day.
All right, again, thank you, Kara, Mrs. Anna King, and the BRMS Student Art Department. Let's give them another hand. This is a beautiful display of artwork. Every year, I think this is the most spectacular mural, but we've outdone ourselves again this year, and I feel like this one is iconic, so thank you. Well, this is the close of our ceremony. Didn't Gloriana do a great job this year? Thank you, Gloriana. That was amazing. I hope you enjoyed all of the amazing presentations and performances. When I say I'm a proud principal, I am a proud principal. You guys did amazing today. Our entire staff gets involved in this presentation because we strongly believe in supporting our veterans and want to thank you all in our small way. Please come back and join us again next year. Our school motto is Panthers Believe and Panthers Achieve, so just make sure you remember that. Guests, I want you to join us in the Media Center. We have a fabulous brunch prepared for you. And then students, you listen before you move. You are going to return to first period. You're going to get your belongings, and you're going to wait for the bell to dismiss you to third period. Remember, you're going to third. Quiet. Now, make sure when you've experienced this program, make sure you thank a veteran for the wonderful sacrifices that they've made. So go ahead, guys, you can head on back. And that concludes our program. Everyone have a wonderful day.